Welcome along. Today we are in Automobilista 2 and San Marino, home of the second stop of the 1988 F1 Championship. We'll be stepping into Thierry Boutsen's number 20 Benetton, and starting P8 on the grid, we'll try to improve on Boutsen's fourth place finish here and maybe even find him a spot on the podium. This 16-lap race highlights how easy it is to jump into a great offline race in AMS2. Okay, we're in the Benetton of Thierry Boutsen. We'll pretend he caught a cold and we needed to step into his car today here in San Marino as we get a really good launch off the line. Prost nearly coming into the side of us. Berger ahead now, and Senna Piquet leading the way. And I gotta be careful here. Whoa, some standing water. Whoa, it was obviously raining prior to the start of today's race. It'd be cool if the fans had umbrellas sometimes and stuff like that.
Clear left.
One thing I'm learning with this, I've not made it around one full lap yet trying this. And I think what I was doing was I was trying to be too aggressive. I have 16 laps. I don't need to win this first lap, and that's a good lesson for any sim race, usually, is to not blow your race up right away as we get a good exit out of the chicane. Berger to our left.
Clear left.
But I'm not sure about the water and dampness level of this track. I'm going to have to be a bit careful. Whoa. Coming out of the corners and under braking. Head into this final chicane. I'll let the steering come back to us as we get the throttle down to complete lap 1.
Well done, Kevin. This is terrific. Exactly what we came here for. P3. Pit window is now open.
Now we do have to change tires. We started on the mediums, so we'll see when we can come in for those. As Senna and Piquet battle it up front ahead of us, we have a really good view of that action, as do all the fans up on the hill there. So,
Tarquini has just retired. The guy in front is Senna.
Tarquini is out. I've got the retirement set quite high. I think up to 5%. Times 5, sorry. And just to see if we can really get a bunch of retirements in the short race that we're doing. And we've settled into a little bit of a rhythm already after just a lap and a half. Bit of a lockup. I'm gonna have to try to be careful there. Some spray. That little chicane reminds me of, no. Reminds me of Montreal a little bit, which I was racing recently.
134.93. All right, Kevin. Don't let this guy distract you. That lap time was 135.00.
I haven't practiced this track in a long time. Probably a year and a half or so, with other things in life occurring. Sim racing kind of got pushed aside, unfortunately, but happy to be back and having fun with it. Our tire temps are not really heating up here. I wonder if we can maybe get a little bit of a bit more slide going on into some of the corners to gain some heat. 105% difficulty, I think.
P3.
And it looks pretty challenging.
Cold tires. We need to get some heat into them.
Yeah. Just said that.
Come on, pass it already.
As we get a good launch, Jim is anxious for us to get by Senna as we do. We're gonna have to brake earlier than the AI, I think, as we get in behind Piquet. They are a bit quicker through that section than I am. It's definitely tighter than Montreal, well, at least the layout I was doing recently. But it has that same sort of muscle memory to get through that. Right and then left hand. I don't know where the pit entry is at this course, so that's going to be an added stress.
The fastest lap for Dalmas.
Let's see if we can get by PK here.
Clear right. On your right. Hold your line.
And calmly back onto the throttle. He's still to our right.
Clear right.
Maybe an undercut strategy will be a good idea. I was watching some old Formula One videos and whoa, too hot. Oh, I forgot to change my steering to 28. I think the default's 20. Might have helped me on some of these tight chicanes to not have to reef the wheel as much. Back to what I was saying about the pit stop strategies when they would carry a lot of fuel is that, you know, you would do the first third or a little bit more of a race, and then you would come in for your tires because they would wear a bit quicker at the front part of the race. Oh, shoot. Because the car is heavier as we slide the tail out.
Use all the track, force him to find the gap. Great stuff. Keep it coming, mate. You're now in the lead.
And so then you'd come in and then you'd have your tires
Lap for the Cesaris, 134.52.
on a lighter car, and they would last, you know, 2/3 of the race or what have you. It's fun to sort of check out what's available on YouTube and see what old races are there, and they inspire you to jump in and try the scenarios yourself. And lucky enough, we're given quite a few historical tracks and accurate layouts for these recreations in AMS2. Hopefully they will have more in the future coming out.
Front brakes are pretty hot now.
Okay, so should we think about coming in soon? We're only wrapping up lap 5, and if you've made it this far in the video, viewer retention is accomplished. Thank you very much for that. And then the regular viewers who I know watch right through to the end, I really appreciate that as well. Oh crap. I think Rolonzo did this in one of his videos recently, a bit of a shorter race. I can't remember which car he used, but
time was at 134.57.
I'll put a link to his video in there. I love Rolonzo's channel. He gives us a little song once in a while. I am never going to try to sing for you. So I'll leave that to just my own singing in the shower here at home, annoying my wife and my cat. And the reason we're in Boutsen's car today is because my wife really likes that name, thinks it's kind of funny. So that's what we grabbed, and it was in 8th position, which I thought was kind of cool that it was not right at the front. And we didn't run qualifying because I loaded up what for the most part was the accurate grid for this exact race. There was one mix up right at the bottom of the grid about, I forget which drivers were swapped out, but one driver was incorrect. So I'm still trying to get to the bottom of why exactly when I run the bat file it's not working. I'm sure it's an error I'm making myself. And I'm pretty good with XML files and things like that. I make websites as a job, and I made a tutorial about how to do custom liveries. Jesus.
Insani is now retired. Okay, Kevin, hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes.
And yeah, I made a tutorial on how to do custom liveries, and that involves all kinds of XML stuff and making sure everything loads properly. So, I don't know, maybe I'm doing something wrong, or... But we got it close enough, and I'm having a blast doing this. It amazes me how quickly you can get AMS2 fired up so fast after work and get involved in such an intense race. We're up to lap 7 already, but we have not dropped the competition. Senna is the race winner here, is right on our tail, and we're trying to change history.
Got cold front tyres.
We can't get heat into our tires. I wonder if we should change to soft tires for the remainder of the race. That could be a risk, but they might last that length. Tires 3.
We're changing all 4 tyres.
Okay, so there you go. We changed it to take the softs, and maybe we'll try and come in next lap. Oh no, not again.
Car right, clear right.
Senna cannot capitalize there on that mistake by me.
0.03. Sector 3 is 0.9 off the pace.
Gives us a little bit of daylight between us and him. As we start lap 8, pit in.
Acknowledged. Pit stop requested.
Looks hazy, foggy, kind of. Very cool atmosphere here. This is the kind of track I was hoping for when I was...
We didn't record any pit timings, so we don't have good estimates for the exit positions. We should come out into position 8, just in front of Elliott.
Not sure what I pay you for, Jim, if you don't have correct data. But I was trying to recreate Interlagos 91, and I could not configure that to have the track set up the way I wanted to match what happened in real life. It was always starting too wet for me, unfortunately. Now, the pit stop, I think it's through here.
Look out for the pit speed limit.
We already have some drivers in, and we didn't come blasting into the pits too fast. We didn't blow through the pit box. We're about halfway through the race.
Go, go, go. Watch your mirrors, there's a car approaching. Okay, Kevin, relax, focus, keep it smooth. B6, halfway home, we've got plenty of fuel. Your brakes are cold, let's get some heat into them. Right, the guy ahead of us is Strife.
Okay, so here we are. Second half of the race, we've got the pit stop done. And we have softs on, so we have to be careful not to lock them up too much. And we'll see if they stay at a good temp for us for the rest of this race.
The next car is Alboreto.
Try and focus up on staying tight to these apexes. Oh, grabbing a bit of the curb there. And back and forth across the track. Jumping that curb a little bit. The key is once you have the car bouncing or you've compromised your grip level on an unstable car, don't try to apply any other inputs. Modena is out. Don't try to apply too many more inputs.
From position 20, we think you'll come out just behind you.
Because you'll be asking way too much of the car and traction at that point. And we see some smoke ahead of the car that just or from the car that just went in the pits.
Straight, 133.52. P5, you've just done a 134.22. That's your best lap in the session. Warwick has retired.
Warwick is out. We are up into 5th. We're a ways back from the leaders now. I haven't noticed what's gone on in the pit situations with some of the other drivers. We just have to focus on consistency and see where we can get by the end of this in Boutsen's Benetton here.
Cesaris has just retired from the race.
And they're dropping like flies here at Imola. As was the case in this era of F1 as we try to... I tried to keep the throttle going down there to get the car to come around, but the didn't work out for us totally. But that's fine.
The gap to 6th place. Behind is now 0.6.
We have teammate, I believe, Nanini behind us. Oh, catching that. And powering out of the left-hander. I don't feel tremendously quick, but I feel like I'm consistent, which can equal out to be better in the end. As someone comes out of the pits there, is that someone we need to get by? I can't figure that out right now on the fly here. They are...
Okay, Kevin, the next car is 1 lap behind.
Okay, I'll have to put a note up on who that was. But they seem to move over for us in a blue flag fashion. We're still sitting 11 seconds back of Senna, who I think still has to come in. And I noticed they had
The guy in front is straight.
some pretty quick pit times back in the day, changing tires around 6 seconds. Unless you were Nigel Mansell,
Bailey is now retired.
he seemed to have some bad luck with the pit stops. I intend to do another
straight. The gap is now 1.2 seconds.
Another video of that Interlagos 1991. What a fantastic race. I found the old YouTube footage of that.
Prost is now in the lead. Prost is entering the pits. He's in P1. He should be a little bit behind when he comes out. The leader, Prost, is pitting.
Too hot into there. Trying anxiously to get ahead of
Right, clear right.
the drivers in the pit.
This is excellent, mate. Keep it up.
We're up to 3rd. Anyway, yeah, the 91 F1 race at Interlagos is a classic, I think. I'm sure there's hundreds of classic F1 races, but the way Senna hung on to that one.
Alboreto has just retired.
We have a driver ahead of us who may or may not let us through easily. So we'll just have to be careful and pick a good time. There's not a ton of places to overtake here at San Marino, as we use the grass to try to look for somewhere to... No, we're going to back out of that. As we seem to be getting blocked. We're going to try to go to the right.
Still there. Clear left.
And hoping these soft tires... Oh, as we see some smoke come out.
Brilliant. Nice one. Come on,
We're
Kevin.
back. I'll add some overlays to... Oh, okay,
push.
good thing
We could
for
be second
ghosting.
here.
That's an interesting feature by Reza to have the
That lap was a 133.14.
hitting cars ghost to not collide with you. I guess that's fine. I guess it's a trade-off. He would have rammed me right off the track. It seems like a very dangerous pit entry, actually. but not as dangerous as Spa has been in the past as far as the pit exit goes, coming up the hill. Thank goodness they've changed that over the years. Unfortunately, not in time for some drivers, sadly. We're trying to not get caught up in any of these chicanes with these curbs, which some of them you can take again as we drift out towards that grass, and others like this one you just kind of want to, you can kind of clip it a little bit and not ruin yourself.
The gap to Nannini behind is increasing. It's now 3.0 seconds.
Got Senna leading the way as he did. Whoa. In 88.
Senna is pitting. Senna ahead is pitting.
But he's into the pits as we miss a shift. We're going to really try to focus on this corner, but we kind of make a dog's breakfast of it. Luckily, we don't put the power down too quickly on the curbing there, or we would have spun.
All right, Kevin, we're matching race pace. You're leading. Capelli has retired.
Senna is still sitting in the pits. He's out now. I don't know if he had a bad stop or what. Going a little bit too hot there. I'm really afraid of locking up the tires. I don't want to flat spot them. I prefer to kind of brake early and gently, especially when you're in a situation where if you're consistent, you're likely to hold on to a win. For a first try at setting this up and sort of guessing what the difficulty level should be, I think I got it pretty close. I could probably make it a little bit more challenging. Our teammate behind us is doing well. Someday I'll do better at learning some of the corners, but maybe not. There's only so much room in my brain for information, and I put one thing in and another thing gets pushed out the other side. So but some of the British touring car tracks I'm pretty good with those brands and Donington.
2 to go. You're in the lead. Come on, Kevin. Pit window closes at the end of this lap.
Okay, we've done the pit stop, so we're good. We have a 4-second lead on our compatriot, is that right? Our teammate. And he's hovering around the 4-second mark with Frost behind him. And I'm kind of just hoping to not have a brain fart at this point and bring it home. Hopefully the weather holds. I don't think at this point, if the weather started doing anything crazy, we just have to limp it home on these tires. Powering it out and almost sending the tail right around. I don't know why it is that in a majority of the cases it's either right at the start of a race or right on the last lap that I make the mistake and go off. But we're gonna
for the win. Come on. Okay, Kevin, the window is closed. That's the fastest lap of the race. You've just done a 1:32.67.
Okay, so there's a mark I should remember, 1:32, and if I was to do this race again, I can make it more difficult, and we'll get the qualifying times of the AI to check and see what they can do, and then I would skip qualifying and set up the grid like I did this time, but with the difficulty level set to, you know, maybe 110 is good, or something like that. To come through Aqua Minerale for the last time. And up the hill, one of the trickier things to do in these F1 cars is to go up any sort of incline and keep the power down. Grabbing a bit of the curb on the outside of the chicane there.
The gap to Nannini behind is now 5.6.
We're not completely driving away from our teammate, but we are definitely keeping our distance. And as we come through the last sort of bus stop section here, oh, and it's probably my weakest part of the whole race, we're going to take the win in Boutsen's
Well done, Kevin. Great win. You
car
deserve
today.
it today.
And yeah, that's a pretty good combination to fire up quickly right after work. And that's what I love about AMS2 is how awesome it is to recreate a quick, short sprint race like F1 replica race right after work like that. That's fun. So that's a wrap here in San Marino. As we see, there were quite a few retirements here. I think Mansell retired in the real event in '88. We came away with the win in Boutsen's car, and that was great. And our teammate finished second, so what a day there in the Benettons. Thanks for checking this out, and have a great rest of your day. I'm totally not ready for this race. I just decided after work, let's jump into AMS2 and fire up this 16-lap race. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Stop. Fail. We'll try that again.